Hello, welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Elmara coming to you with 100 Miracles in 100 Days project and the Effortless Manifesting and Awareness Activation. We're at miracle number 38, and today's miracle is a continuation of the clutch story that I told yesterday, and it speaks to the importance of us always speaking our truth, whether it's uncomfortable or not. So I mentioned this at the start because if you've just landed here today, you may need to go back and listen to yesterday's miracle for it to make sense. But let us begin by the effortless manifesting and awareness quickie. Start by taking a long, slow, deep breath into your tummy, holding it for as long as it's comfortable, and then just breathing out through your mouth. And if you're unable to take deep breaths, then just follow your own breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, however deep that is that you can go. It's not so much the breath that's important, but that it's a way to keep your awareness within and stop your mind from wandering. So let's do this several times. And when your awareness is within, just move your focus to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So I thought that we would start something or try something different today. We're going to start just trying to connect directly to your awareness without tossing anything out the window or out the door. Again, if you're new, you might have to go back to the very first activation that we did back in early December. Or just go back and listen to yesterday's because we do a quickie activation, awareness activation there. But if you've been following this from the start, you should be able to go directly to your awareness now. By just breathing in through the nose and breathing out and knowing you are fully connected to your awareness. So just try that. And if by chance you have something that's distracting you, I'm always amazed at when there's nothing going on and I start these and someone starts a power tool or something, but that is just to keep us connected to our awareness. It is training for you to stay in your light no matter what is being thrown at you. So just breathe. And if there's something that comes up like pain in the knee, throw that out the window. If there's agitation from some outside noise, just raise your frequency higher. Use it as an opportunity to explore more of that infinite awareness that sits underneath your 1% physical being, and just breathe. See if you can just breathe in, reach in and connect to the 99% untapped pure potential, pure God source that exists in every cell of your being. And if some heart pain comes up, toss that out the window, or Just breathe more awareness into it. If your mind wanders to a bill that you can't pay, then just tap into the infinite wealth and abundance that exists in your 100 trillion cells and your 100 trillion telomeres, and just breathe until you feel that fear dissolve. If you were doing this daily, this should be a walk in the park for you. And if you're new to it today, it might take some. It might take you going back a few lessons and breathing those in. But it's who you truly are and who you've always been. It's just that you put 99% of your energy into your 1% physical body, into your identity, into your emotions and feelings, into your thoughts and your subconscious mind, into, all the heartbreak and heartache that you have, into all of your lack and limitation, into all your shame and blame and pain and suffering, and then into all of the fear and anger and rage, instead of just shifting it into the light, into the awareness of who you truly are, and this awareness has many names: pure God source, God, Goddess within, divine I am presence, supreme intelligence, universal oneness. Just pick one you like: Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness. We're just going to hang here for a minute. After my epic sound bath yesterday, I've been in this state since then, so I'm just going to sit here in my awareness and share that with you, trusting that it will help you connect to your own infinite awareness. This is the part of us that when people say we are all one, it's where we connect into this 99% untapped pure potential. Then you can connect to everyone in the entire universe, as well as all time and space, all dimensions of light, all universes, galaxies, star systems. And just breathe. And the more you place your focus here and not on the 1%, the more this awareness wakes up all of the love, all of the joy, all of the abundance, all of the bliss, all of the miracles. And because you're in that frequency, those things begin to get reflected back to you from your outside world. It is also here that you can ask, this is your effortless manifesting part of this: God, my angels, whatever name you're using, please show me how I can have a fit and healthy, strong and powerful body. Please show me how I can own my own home. Please show me how I can meet my soulmate, and then just let it go. Please show me how I can have 10 new clients this month. And breathe. Just breathe into that 99% untapped potential, because as you do this, your little telomeres, the 100 trillion telomeres go out. into the universe and find that soulmate and bring it back to you. Or go out into the universe and find those 10 new clients and bring them back to you. That's why this works. Effortless manifesting, because you can sit in the brilliance of who you are and just breathe. Just breathe. And I just want to mention that we do have a 10-week spiritual intensive that is just one-on-one with me, that'll get you to this place, bring up your soul purpose, etc. And if you want to go all the way, we have a 1-year God Essence, Quantum Goddess Awakening program. And there's only 2 of those left for this year. And the information that we speak about in the very first Effortless Manifesting video back in early December, that keeps changing. So that program will probably start now about May. So in the interim, if you want to work with me, those two programs are available, and they are one-on-one with me. They are channeled exactly to your needs, and I do not teach any regurgitated spiritual stuff with a different spin on it. It is channeled directly from source to meet your direct needs. So just breathe. And if you can't afford to work with me, I strongly recommend you continue to do these free programs and raise your frequency up to a place where you're in alignment with infinite abundance, which is your birthright, but you won't find it in the 1%. You'll only find it in your higher frequencies of light within your own being. And if you want some help doing that, I'm your gal, so to speak. So I want you to keep breathing into your awareness and expanding it. You breathe into your awareness and then breathe it out into your physical being, out into your aura. And if you just focus on filling yourself up with this light, it'll go wherever it needs to go. And if you've asked, God, please, how can I have 10 new clients this week, this month? Just keep breathing into your awareness and know that it is going out and finding that perfect solution to your needs. While I share this story about why it is so important that you speak your truth. And this was one of my first times Spirit showed me this clearly. So as I mentioned in yesterday's miracle, somebody stole my car, and I said to God, do whatever you need to do to stop that car, but don't let it hit a tree. We found the car about a fortnight later, less than 2 kilometres away, and the clutch had jammed. I then, over the coming months, would have to pray if I was out somewhere and the clutch was getting sticky. I would just go, God, can you put lots of gold light around my clutch and get me home safely? And that worked until I had enough money to go to the mechanic and ask him to help me. So it needs a service as well because it hasn't had one for years. I was recommended to a lovely man who was like a family mechanic in West End in Brisbane. I can't remember his name now. I can remember where he is. Anyway, just a real mechanic. He has a mechanic's son, and he was friends of a young friend of mine who was also spiritual but also a mechanic. So, and he had recommended I go there. So when we get there, you know, they come out and say, what do you want done, blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh, well, it really needs a service. I said, but can you also check the clutch for me? And I told him the story that I told yesterday. And I said to him, because sometimes it still gets really sticky, like it just gets a bit sticky, and I have to go, God, can you put lots and lots of gold light around my clutch and get me home safely? And it does. It's been doing that for the last 10 months. This mechanic rolls his eyes around the top of his head like I'm an idiot. And they have my car for a couple of days. They eventually let me know the car's ready, and I go down with my whatever amount of money it cost me to get it fixed, which at the time was like more than one pay. I remember that. And as I walked in, the man's like, typical mechanic, grease all over him, leaning up against the back of my car. He goes, listen here, love. He goes, when we went to take your car out for a test run to see what was the matter with it, he goes, that damn clutch jammed. I go, oh, I'm sorry. Wouldn't do that now. No, just trust that everything's perfect, even when it doesn't look that way. Absolutely everything. But I was going, oh, he goes, no, please be quiet and listen. He goes, so we pushed your car back into the garage, and for a whole day, we went through the clutch and could not find a damn thing the matter with it. I was like, oh my God. And I go, oh God, I'm really sorry. You had to spend all that time doing that, blah, blah. I told you not to spend too much time on it. He goes, be quiet, please. I've never had many people tell me to be quiet. He goes, I don't know what happened. The clutch definitely jammed on my son. It jammed in the doorway there. We had to push the damn thing back into the workshop here. We pulled it apart for 8 hours. Couldn't find a damn thing the matter with it. And he says to me, and this is a bit I want you to hear, you better come in and sit down and tell me your story, love. Because my wife has just found out she has a brain tumour, and we need all the help we can get. Oh my God, it still gives me goosies remembering that. Truth. That's what happens when you get goosebumps. It's like truth is coming through you, through your entire being. And that, my dear friends, is the very reason why, even if you're the rainbow-coloured sheep of your family as I am, and you stand out like much more than the black sheep anyway. That's why, even in the most difficult of times, you should try to speak your truth if you can. So long as you're not going to get killed for it. I know that there has been many, many lifetimes that I've been killed for speaking my truth. And I even grew up with a father who believed that children should be seen and not heard. And if you didn't shut up when he told you to, he would give you a hiding. So speaking my truth didn't come easy. But you can bypass that now. We're really in a world where people are open, so much more open than what they were 40, 50 years ago. So just breathe for me. So the moral of today's story is, everything is perfect, even when it doesn't look that way, absolutely everything. And that you should speak your truth, because you never know who you might be helping in doing that. Actually, another miracle just popped in about that as well, but we might leave that for another day, about speaking your truth, I mean. How you don't know who it's affecting and why it's affecting someone and why you're guided to do that. I do still remember seeing this man, this burly mechanic, and his son. He rolls his eyes around at his son, not at me, when I said, oh, I just put lots of gold light around it and asked God to get my car home safely. You never know when your light is going to seep into the darkness and make a difference. You never know when speaking your truth to someone gives them hope, when all hope may have been lost. Breathe. See if you can access more of the unconditional love and light and joy and bliss and abundance that is you. That is your awareness. The God source part of, the pure God source part of you. Just breathe. And let that light wake up in every one of your 100 trillion cells in your 100 trillion telomeres. I promise you it will heal all of those things that you perceive are wrong with you. And if you are a powerful person, a powerful light worker, starseed that came here to Earth at this time to assist with this awakening, and you're still getting caught up in the news and the 3D stuff that's happening on Earth, and you are not using your light to make a difference in the world, to do something wonderful, I can assure you something is going to happen in your physical to bring you back within yourself and to show you how important your life is here on Earth at this time. Everything is just a few breaths away, one breath away. It's really a split second away. Miracles can happen in a split second. Miracles can happen in a split second. And if you need one, you just go, miracles can happen in a split second. And God, I need one now. Don't do God knows I need one now. That's giving your power away. Miracles can happen in a split second. And God, I need one now. Breathe. Breathe up into your light. And if any part of this video or any of these videos irritates you, then just breathe into that irritation and let it come to the surface and love it, hold it. Because it will be some old wound from the past that's ready to come up and be healed by the light of God that is within you. Breathe. Feel the magnificence of who you are waking up in every one of those 100 trillion cells and 100 trillion telomeres. No, and no, really know this. This isn't anything I'm doing. Yes, my frequency might be in training you to rise up, but this exists within you. And that's why it is upon all of us, people who call ourselves light workers and starseeds, to stop playing in the poo. Stop carrying on about what Putin's doing or what this is doing and about the climate change. Because if you raise up into this light above all the darkness, firstly, you'll dissolve all the darkness anyway, but as you rise up and meet with other light workers, starseed, healers that are vibing at this high level, the more of us that can do that, we will just flick the switch. We'll just flick the switch and it'll all be over. But while you're complaining and blaming and getting stuck down in all the world stuff that's on the news, the chemtrails, do you know that you can put gold light over your property and stop those chemtrails even getting onto it? You can do that. Breathe. You're so damn powerful, but every time you complain about this, you're just giving your power away to it instead of rising up above it and filling yourself up with the most extraordinary love and light that will dissolve all darkness. Everything that's of a lesser frequency, when you're strong enough, you will just simply dissolve it. That's how damn powerful you are. And of course, all of the 1% that control, 90% of the world doesn't want you, or the 10% or whatever it is, I don't care. They don't want you to remember this about yourself. They want you to be a little worker bee. But no, it's our time. It's our time to say, fuck you, and rise up into the light, into the magnificence of who you are, into all the unconditional love and bliss, and shine that so brightly that it dissolves all of the darkness here on earth. That's why we came here. That's why we came here. And if you feel like your family's pulling you down, just rise up above into the light. And sooner or later, they'll rise up with you. They'll still do their shitty things, but you will be able to stand in that light regardless. You will be able to stand in your light regardless. My mom has been my biggest bloody teacher, but also the biggest person because of her Catholic upbringing that has condemned me to hell so many times. But I'm able to just answer that, well, it's lucky I don't believe there is a hell, because I don't. And although it's much, 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 much better now, Mum's 86. And when something goes wrong, she always rings me because she knows I can influence some angels to get it sorted for her. But otherwise, she's kind of like keeps a bit of a wide berth of me. Because she doesn't want to hear what I have to say. And that's okay. That's her life. She's allowed to be like that. It's her life, her choice. But it's also my life, my choice to dance with angels and all of the highest frequencies available to all human beings and share that with as many people as I can. Breathe. Breathe that in. That's you. That's you. You get to choose. You're going to choose to dance with the angels, or you're going to choose to play in the poo. It's up to you. Oh, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Alrighty. Choose the love. Choose the light. Choose the abundant frequencies that are there for all of us. Okay, it's been much more powerful than I thought it would be. And I don't think it's very short either, come to think of it. But sending you all so much love. I guess it's because I'm still hanging out from all that sound bath I had yesterday, and I can feel so much higher frequency pouring in. Beautiful. Imagine. Just imagine. All we need is about less than 10%, but let's go with 80 million of us light workers decided to go, no, we're not playing that stupid game anymore. We're going to rise up into the magnificence of who we are and share that with everyone we know and flip the switch. So be very, very mindful of people who call themselves a healer or a teacher that are also then calling other people reptilians or calling other people whatever. I see it all the time in so-called spiritual groups. Don't listen to that rubbish. If someone is claiming to be a high being of light and they're talking about other people being reptilians or sheep, that's another terrible one that people go, then you're part of the problem, not part of the solution. Or they are part of the problem and not part of the solution. Just walk on by, come back to your light and shine that brightly wherever you go. Because you never know if even if you're just going down to do your grocery shopping, that if you're in your full light and you walk past someone, that your light doesn't activate them to go home and decide to step fully into their light. Because that's what we're meant to be doing. Alrighty. Too scared to look how long it's been, but I will. Alrighty. It has been longer than I expected. But I think this is a good place to leave it and to leave you with it. Make a choice. You want to step up into the light, or do you want to work down in the poo? Alrighty. Love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.